I see they sent a lot of extra reinforcements from Ramsbury. I don't remember seeing any of you folks in Tacoma or McCall or Airborne. So, a little historical setting here for you folks. It is the afternoon of June 5th, 1944. Most of you have been in training in experimental volunteer parachuting infantry regiments since July, August of 1942. You've been in constant training since then. You trained in the States for 9 months. You came by ship in September of 43 to England, where you continue to train and get specialized in weapons and squad, platoon, and battalion formations, learn hand signals. Most importantly, you were put into the 101st Airborne Division, which was not born until June of 43. The division was specifically TO&E. You got towed, that means we joined the table of organization and equipment in the U.S. Army by the Joint Chiefs of Staff. This division was specifically created for the invasion of Normandy. In early 44, other paratroopers were coming out of basic training and reinforcing the ranks, and the company grows to 150 men. There's 9 companies in the regiment. There's 3 regiments in the division, including a glider regiment and an engineer and artillery regiment. That's our full strength. Now, on June 4th, that was the original jump for Normandy. June 5th was the original D-Day invasion. A nor'easter hits the English Channel and the Normandy Peninsula. At the time, it was the worst northeaster of the century. And Eisenhower made a military decision to stand down the invasion. Now, while we're in England, there's about 150,000 U.S. infantrymen from the 29th, the 1st, and the 4th Infantry Divisions sitting in boats getting seasick, knocked all over the place. So Ike consults the weather gods and decides that we're going now. After we were told to stand down. Now, when we were standing down on the morning of June 4th, we had steak, we had coffee, we had ice cream. Casualty rates and fatalities were projected at over 50% for the airborne divisions, both the 101st and the 82nd. We were brought into a marshalling area about May 31st, and what you did was, for the next 3 days, is study maps, studied aerial photographs. There were sand tables, like dioramas. You went over more maps, both close up, and you started finding out that there's 2 beachheads called Utah and Omaha, where the U.S. 4th Infantry, 1st and 29th Infantry were going to hit these beaches somewhere about 0530, 0600 on the morning of now June 6th. The airborne divisions were going to start taking off at the night of June 5th, somewhere around 1000 hours. By the way, it was broad daylight out because it was double daylight savings times at the time. What you didn't know was what your specific assignments were and missions and objectives. That's how top secret it was. So at that point in time, this briefing took a complexion of this nature. For the first time, you find out that the 101st Airborne objective is to jump into and take the town of Carrington. The 82nd Airborne is to jump around drop zones around St. Mark-Lease. Why are we doing that? Because this beachhead called Utah and this beachhead called Omaha has to be linked into one continuous beachhead. There are 4 very important causeways in Utah Beach, codenamed Tara, Uncle, Victor, and William. the 4th Infantry Division is landing in these beachheads. These crossways are critical to get these men off the beach and inland before the Germans can react to what's going on. The Airborne specifically, or I should say the 506 specifically, our objective was to take a garrison in St. Marie-de-Mont. Why? Because they had all their guns aimed at the beaches. So we needed to take St. Marie-de-Mont. The 2nd Battalion had to secure Carentan. The 3rd Battalion had to go after the crossways and hold the crossways. On this map up here, this shows German positions that started maneuvering during the night. So we were making a protective shield so German divisions could come up, both Panzer, Wehrmacht, and Volksgrenadiers, from the southwest or the north and get the men off. So, for the first time, we're giving these operational orders, and in addition to that, we were given deployment orders. Now, deployment orders are last minute. Nobody knew what was going on until this time. So this comes right from division. So deployment orders. Now we're part of 2nd Battalion. That's Dog, Easy, and Fox companies of the 506. That's about 500 men make a battalion. So we found out for the first time that our drop zone was drop zone C, about 3,000 yards west of our objective in this area. Drop zone C is going to be marked by divisional pathfinders. Pathfinders are paratroopers that are going in first wave, undetected, and they're going to go in approximately 1 hour before the second wave goes. When they land, they're going to identify with green halogen lights assembled in a large T formation, so the other C-47s can beacon in on these green Ts. Now, when we're in flight and other aircrafts in series with us, the pathfinders are also going to use green outerless lamps. The aircraft commanders will then engage a red standby jump light in your aircraft. That's letting us know that we're getting ready to jump. Now, there's going to be an assembly recognition signal for 2nd Battalion specifically. It's going to be a string of amber lights located at tree level. And this will be the assembly point for the 2nd Battalion. There'll be no firing in the assembly area. You clear the DC immediately. Remove and secure any parachute supply packs that you may encounter in the assembly area. These are drop containers. They're as big as that podium. Some of them weigh 200-300 pounds. What's in them? Well, they're called color-coded. They're resupplied. Red is medical, blue is rations, and yellow is ordinances. I want to make sure that our squad leaders and assistant squad leaders are making sure we're going after the yellow, and everybody on all the medics, they look for red and get those supplies and get them off and secure as much as you can. It's pitch dark in Normandy. There's no lights. It's 44. You're going to barely be able to see the hand in front of your face at arm's length. That's not me telling you that. That's veterans that jumped into Normandy the night of telling me that, and I'm passing on their story. So therefore, we have a voice challenge. And the voice challenge is this. If you engage another person, a paratrooper, soldier, whatever, you give a voice challenge of flash to be followed by thunder. See somebody on the other side of a hedgerow, and you give this dime store toy was designed for you to do this. One click, followed by just 2 clicks. One click, followed by 2 clicks. Don't multiple. You don't get 2 clicks as a challenge, you hit the dirt and you open fire, because I guarantee you, the soldier on the other side of the hedgerow will be wearing a German uniform. Now, you're all going to be issued special first aid kits. Some of us have gotten them, some of the officers and some of the NCOs and squad leaders and assistant squad leaders have given. They're going to be supplementing your standard Carlisle pack. Inside these first aid kits will be the following: tourniquet, sulfa pack, morphine syringe. If one of your fellow squad mates gets wounded, you are to use their first aid kit from them. Do not use yours. If you need to use a morphine syringe, you are to pin the syringe to his jump jacket. I don't care if you use blood or mud, and you put an M on his forehead. Medics need to know that the syringe's been administered, right? Give these guys a chance. Medics will be giving out to all sticks. By the way, I got scissors from Pecan. Medics will be giving out motion sickness pills. Orders are 2 before you board, an hour into flight. Right? Everybody's got to take their motion sickness. Additional ordinance has now been given down. Colonel Sink wants us, everyone, carry an extra ammunition for all 30 caliber teams, mortar rounds for our 60 millimeter mortars. Okay. In addition, every rifleman will be carrying a Hawkins mine, anti-tank mine. Everybody's going to get 2 fragment grades. NCOs and squad leaders and assistant squad leaders, red smoke and white smoke. I want every one of my riflemen taking another 2 bandoliers for their M1s, okay? All squad leaders, make sure you square your guys, your squads away, and I want everybody carrying as much ammunition as possible. This is something that was sprung on us. First Sergeant Squad, yes, sir. I don't know what our British citizens were thinking, but let's find out how these jump backs are supposed to be.
Well, I think there's a slot back here for my boot. This will strap around my leg. This is going to go on my harness. And after I exit the aircraft and have a full canopy, I will pull up on something over here, right?
Well, First Sergeant,
somewhere around here.
You find out.
Okay.
Okay. Orders are all crew serve weapons, 30 cal mortar and radio ops. Use the bags. Don't keep it on your body. Okay, we got 2 last things. All right. Next thing is invasion money. All paratroopers will be given invasion money. Why are you getting this? You use this invasion money not to play craps and poker for the next couple of hours. You use this to negotiate escape and evasion with the locals, or to find out German positions, or some food. Okay, we'll have plenty of time to gain this once we take Paris. Okay, invasion money. Everybody's getting it. Finally, make sure you see Sergeant Lipton at the quartermaster's tent and sign your GI life insurance bill. Do not let your family miss out on $10,000. One of my COs and mentors told me when I first started training in the paratroopers, I'm going to wish you all a safe exit out of your plane, a full canopy, and a soft landing, and I will see you all in the assembly area. You sergeants take charge.
Okay, if anybody needs a beneficiary, I am First Sergeant Swantek. I will gladly spend your money in the event of your demise. Anybody need a beneficiary? Oh, come on, there's got to be one of you. All right, Jump Master.
Staff Sergeant Rowline. Let's get this second stick on the road.
Let's go, on your feet.
Follow me.
single file on the yellow line. Remember these numbers? Very important. We'll go over a few drills. What's going to happen on the plane? First and foremost, it is very loud up there. I don't hear very well. So I'm going to do hand signals with commands. When you call out, I need to be as loud as you can. So project your voice, not really. Alright, so we're on the plane. First things first, you're going to be sitting facing in. Alright, the seatbelt sign goes off, everybody stays seated, take your seatbelts off. I'm going to be at the end of the plane, we're going to have a bell ring, the red light's going to come on, and I'm going to say, get ready. My hands are going to be out like this, get ready. At that point, have your static cord in your left hand. Right, hang it up like this. I'm going to go stand up. Everybody's going to stand up. You're still going to have your cord. You're going to line up single file on your right side of the plane. The static cord's going to be right above. They're going to say, hook up. We're going to simulate it in the plane. You're not going to do it in the plane, but when we land, you will hook up on the static cord when we land. Like I say, check your equipment. You're going to check the guy in front of you, check your equipment, make sure everything's tight, make sure everything's good. And then I'm going to yell, sound off for equipment check. You can start. 11 okay! Right. 10 okay! Right. 9 okay. But we're going to sound off like that. Then you pat the guy, the person in front of you with your right hand on the shoulder. Then they calls the number, then pats the next guy. He's going to come down the line. I'm number 1. Remember your number. Now we're going to just do a quick overrun. Everybody face in. I'm at the end of the plane. Bell rings. Everybody get ready! Right? Alright. Stop. You're not doing the hand signals. I'm doing it. That means get ready. I'm yelling get ready, buddy, because it's loud up there and you can't hear me. Get ready. What do you do when you say get ready? Yeah. Stand up. Everybody stands up. Now line up facing me. Stay right there like that. Oh, right. You're going to have your left hand up like this. Equipment check. Right? You're going to check everybody's equipment, check yours, the person in front of you. Right? Sound off for equipment check. 11 okay. 10 okay. 9 okay. 8 okay. 7 okay. 6 okay. 5 okay. 4 okay. 3 okay. 2 okay. All right,
do that again. It's going to be very loud on the plane. You're going to have prop blasts everywhere. Go.
Sound off for equipment check. 11 okay.
10 okay.
9 okay.
8 okay.
7 okay.
6 okay. 5 okay. 4 okay. 3 okay. 2 okay.
1 okay. All right. Ready? Good. All right. And hook. Right face. Right face. Right face. Forward push.
Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. Stay on the ASL. Assistant squad leader.
assembly area.